Welcome to Creativity Cafe with S M A Moin. At Creativity Cafe, we explore big ideas that sit at the intersection of creativity, leadership, strategy, society, faith, science, and human potential. Our goal is not simply to discuss ideas, but to examine how ideas shape the way we live, work, lead, and contribute to the world. Today, I'm delighted to launch a new Intellectual Adda series. Over the coming episodes, we will explore a fascinating and thought-provoking body of research titled Mediocrity is Not Permitted in Islam, a Qur'anic perspective on professional excellence. This research challenges some deeply held assumptions about the relationship between faith, work, success, responsibility, and human potential, asking a provocative question: does Qur'an merely encourage religious devotion, or does it also demand excellence in our professional, social, intellectual, and civic responsibilities? To help us explore this question, I'm joined by my good friend and distinguished guest, Major Zillur Rahman. Major Zillur Rahman is passionate about leadership in the context of Fourth Industrial Revolution. His work focuses on system thinking, leadership development, organizational transformation, helping leaders navigate a world experiencing profound technological and societal challenges. His leadership journey spans military services, including United Nations peacekeeping operations, as well as experience in leadership development, organizational transformation in the corporate world. Today, however, we are discussing another side of his intellectual journey, a deep exploration of Qur'an and its implication for leadership, professionalism, responsibility, and human excellence. Major Zillur Rahman, welcome to Creativity Cafe for an Intellectual Adda with your friend S M A Moin.
Thank you, Professor Moin, for introducing me, and quite humbled by the nice words that you spoke about me. So it's a privilege and a great honor to be with you, one of the contemporary scholars on storytelling globally. So thank you for having me.
It's all my privilege, Zillur. Thanks for your humility. Before we explore the individual arguments over the coming episode, could you help our audience to see the big picture? What are the key findings of your research? And what ultimately led you to propose that mediocrity is not permitted in Islam?
Okay, I did a small research, I would say, on this subject because I'm a management professional, I'm a management consultant, and I teach in universities on management, business, then human resource management, and a host of other subjects. So I conducted this research for taking a period of about 1 year time. And so basically what I did, I actually tried to connect some dots to answer one question that was baffling me for quite some time. So I'll get into the details of that later or in other programs, other sessions. But for now, so basically what I did, the outcome of this research is the revelation that mediocrity is not permitted in Islam. So it is a profoundly significant, research output that has a huge impact on my personal life and on understanding what we are here for, and what should be the role of human beings and all those things. So what I did, I took some concepts from the Holy Quran. Quran has many concepts. It has dealt with subjects after subjects in great deliberation. So I picked up few concepts and tried to connect those concepts into one research framework to answer that question that I had in my mind for quite some time. So we'll discuss propositions or hypotheses in sequence. But for now, just to introduce those very briefly to your audience, there are 12 propositions or what I call arguments. And these are 12 dots that I tried to connect. These are firstly, interdependent nature of the universe, the system science. This is number one. Then Islam is deen or system, and Quran is a guidance for human race. These are the concepts that I actually connected. The third one is actions matter only, not words or dua. The fourth one is be dedicated, or what Quran says, mukhlasin, the Quranic imperative of sincerity and total devotion. The fifth one is faddala, or what we understand, differential excellence. That is excellence and competence that Allah grants. Allah doesn't grant everybody with the same excellence for some divine reason, but Allah grants us differential excellence that Quran says as faddala. Then Muslims' preparation for the hereafter, accountability through excellence. This is number 6. Number 7 is Allah's commands for humans to ponder and reflect. Then number 8 is Allah's law of balance, that is mizan, and the ethics of professional justice. Then number 9, Quranic imperative for excellence, that is what is called in Quran ihsan, which is otherwise accountability, role models, and performance management. Then number 10 is social justice and professional responsibility in the Quran, that is adl and amana as divine duties. Number 11 is Quranic economics of contribution, reward according to effort. Quran calls this as kasab, sa'a, and jaz'a. And finally, number 12 is Quranic principles of ihsan, that is excellence, amana, that is trustworthiness, and itqan, proficiency, the divine blueprint for professional quality and reliability. So these are the 12 hypotheses or propositions or arguments that you can say that I actually connected to prove the objective, to achieve the objective of my research. That is, mediocrity is not permitted in Islam.
Fantastic, Zillur. I'm really very, very amazed by, and I'm just kind of lost, actually, the way you explained all these things. As you understand that I got a background in the Navy, and we used to work with ropes. And there is a verse in the Quran that hold tight the ropes of Allah. And yes, I can see that if you see the big ropes that are used in the ships, they have got a lot of strands. So I can see that many strands that you are connecting, many dots that you are connecting. You are not just putting Quran in a shelf and respecting every day, but you have brought it into all aspects of our life. And you wanted to see that how this Quran is working like a kind of lighthouse, or even like a kind of sources of light, and giving us the light and enlightening all aspects of our life. So that's fascinating. So that actually makes me more curious and passionate to ask another question, which is trying to understand your personal journey. So the next question I'm going to ask you is your journey or passion for this particular research. So what was your deep inner motivation to undertake this research on such a fascinating but also a serious topic? Mediocrity is not permitted in Islam, a Quranic perspective on professional excellence. Was there any particular experience, observation, a moment of epiphany, concern, or question that made you feel that this topic needed to be explored?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we live with many questions unanswered in our lives. I'm sure that everyone has questions that remain unanswered. So it was a kind of question that was circling in my mind. Is that, is professionalism mandated, or is it an obligatory thing, or we can just choose to be mediocre in our life? We often hear such thing like, it's my life and I decide what I want to be. Does that answer this question? This question was intriguing in me for quite some time. And then what happened is, I mean, a little bit of background of how this research started. Uh, so Both you and me are part of that Divine Wisdom group, where we carry out research on Quran, particularly to solve or resolve issues that affect our daily life in the light of Quran. I mean, using Quran, we try to explore or answer questions that affect our life. So, and you are one of the major contributors there. You know how it runs. So we present our research findings in that group by rotation. So the group host and moderator Omar Hayat once requested me to present a professional subject or management related issue in the light of Holy Quran. So I took that opportunity to get an answer to that question, that is professionalism mandated on us? Is it something obligatory for us to be a high quality professional, or we can just decide to be a mediocre as somebody with ordinary skill set or ordinary qualification? So what Quran says. So that is the starting point of this research. And as I went deeper into this subject, I find that it is far more, profound than what I initially thought. And Quran has a kind of treasure trove of concepts and ideas and commandments, injunctions that that can give us an answer to this question as to whether professionalism is mandatory on human beings or not. So yeah, that is the background when I actually undertook this research, and it took quite some time. I mean, 6 to 8 months of intense research on this subject, and at the end, uh, I could connect all the dots and bring it to a coherent finishing of this research.
Okay,
Did I
fantastic.
answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. And I mean, obviously, it has answered the next question as well, because I was trying to ask you whether there is a question that actually, because many researchers start with a question, but so you have coupled with both passion and question, and I'm really glad that you are actually acknowledging the community that you have worked with, especially our friend Omar Hayat and others. So that's really fascinating. My next question to you, so I will bypass the question number 2. or the next question. So it's especially for our audience to understand the relevance of this research. So let me just repeat the topic once again because it's so powerful to me. Mediocrity is not permitted in Islam. Why is this topic particularly important in today's world? Why should a student, a manager, an entrepreneur, teacher, engineer, doctor, public servant, or policymaker care about this research or this discussion about Quran leadership management and how Quran is shedding lights into our life? Why people care about it?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, this is profoundly important in our lives as a person, as a member of the society, as an employee of an organization. I mean, in all aspect. Just think about this. Let's say, I mean, I'm traveling from point A to point B by air. Let's say it's a domestic airlines, and it's a short haul route. I mean, for let's say 1 hour. But as the plane gets off the land, we start praying that the pilot should be the best pilot in the world because everything depends on him now, how he pilots that aircraft. Um, then take another example. Let's say when we go to a doctor, we expect that that doctor should be the best in that category, even if that doctor is not the most reputed one in the town, but still we expect that the professionalism of that doctor should be of a very high standard. Or let's take this example. When I mean it happens to our life on a regular basis, particularly in a country like Bangladesh. When we go to a government official or government office, we get quite irritated seeing their unprofessional attitude, seeing their lack of knowledge and all those things. So yeah, these are the things that we expect when we are the customer. We expect that we get the best professional output from an individual. Now, come back to our own self. Now, when we are that professional, when I'm the pilot, I'm the doctor, or that government official, or the teacher of a university, um, I I think that it's my choice what kind of professional I would like to be. I can be an easygoing person in life. I may not pursue a highly competitive professional career. I can indulge myself in amusement. I can spend significant amount of my time in social media like Facebook and YouTube and other things. So clearly there is a mismatch between what I expect from others and what I want to be or what kind of service I would like to offer to others. So why this gap between what we expect and what we want to be? So this gap actually led me to into this research, and it raises few questions like, can human beings decide to live a life of low productivity, low output? Is it our choice? Then can humans decide to indulge in their personal and professional lives I mean, wasting time in amusement and not serving others professionally? Um, are humans at liberty to keep their productive capacity unutilized? This is a very important question. We have been given human capacity by God Almighty, and everybody is given huge amount of capability, mental, physical, and all capabilities. Now, is it our choice that we keep it unutilized? Now, given that backdrop, coming back to your question as to how it is, why it is important for student, for managers, for an employee, for anybody in the society, this discussion. This is important because everyone, whether someone is a student, a professional, a doctor, an engineer, or a teacher, I mean, whoever it is, must understand that their own duties and responsibilities or obligations are others' right. So, as a teacher, my duties and responsibilities to teach my students is the right of the students to get the best possible teaching. So, one's responsibility is others' right. That is one of the major outcomes of this research. So, yes, indeed, it's very important for all societal beings, rather, that we understand that I cannot be ignorant of others. I mean, as a societal being, I have responsibility as a professional, as a member of the family, as a societal member. I have responsibilities and duties and obligations to others, and others demand that I act professionally and with highest dedication. So that's how it is important. I hope I answered your
Yeah,
question.
fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. Actually, yeah, I think we will explore more when we will discuss about the interdependence nature of the universe next episode. But you really given a fascinating answer, because I mean you were trying to sort of rethink responsibility and obligation, and with a particular focus that our responsibility is somebody else's right. And if we are not fulfilling their right, that means we are not performing. I mean, the reason responsibility has been entrusted to us. So that's a
Yeah.
fascinating way of answering this question. I will get into the next question, which is pretty similar, but instead of just talking about people, I'm talking about now subjects. So why should someone who is interested in leadership, management, organizational effectiveness, or human development pay attention to this research? Like if some group of people, they are particularly interested in certain the aspect, leadership, say management, and does this research help them actually sort of see their particular subject in different lights?
Yeah, I mean, actually, this idea that we have duties and responsibilities towards others, and they demand that we act professionally with the highest standard. This idea, this approach to life, it changes our worldview. It changes our approach to how we see our duties and responsibilities to our society. So anybody who is interested in leadership, management, and then, as you said, organizational effectiveness or human development, this concept has profound impact on how they approach their profession and their responsibilities towards the society, and what they can do in making sure that the entire society or entire community or entire organization understands this concept of shared responsibility of our obligation towards others. And it is not necessarily a religious topic. I took recourse to Quranic verses to answer this question, but I picked up those verses which are generic in nature, which are sort of universal commandments that applies to anybody, irrespective of which religion people are in. So taking a help of those verses, I came to the conclusion that it is our shared responsibility for the common goal of advancing this civilization, that we attain the highest level of professionalism, given the limitations we have. Not everyone will have the same capability or same quality or capacity, but given those limitations, everyone should be obliged to pursue the higher level of professionalism, to serve others. So yes, indeed, anybody interested in leadership, in organization development, in human development has, significant lessons from the outcome of this research.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you just, as you just said, that there sometimes there is a limitation that we don't see certain thing in certain way, but should have been seen in a different way. So I will come to sort of a question focusing on that particular limitation or kind of things. So sometimes we see that we have a limitation to see something in a integrated whole. Rather, we see something separated. So many people assume that spirituality belongs to mosque, church, or temple, while work belongs to the office, or maybe in your command center, if you are in military or working in other forces. So why do you think this separation has emerged? And what consequences does it have for individual and society? So I'm just trying to see that what is the reason that people think so? And as people think so, what is the consequences?
Yeah, it's a very important question. What we see, it applies to the whole Muslim world, I would say. And it is because of a distorted understanding of our religion and what religion demands on us. That is my understanding. So Muslims seem to have two separate lives. They have two parallel lives that they maintain. One is for God, that is mostly done through rituals. Going to mosque and Hajj and other things. And the other set of life that they have, that is for the society, for the organization where they serve, and for their profession. So these two are quite, separate, and they think that their spiritual part, those ritual part, would take them to heaven, and the other life that they have, that is to get the salary, to live their lives on earth and all those things. So one is temporal or worldly, the other one is spiritual. So these two separate lives Muslims seem to have, and it is, to my understanding, is due to a distorted understanding of our religion, and it is very important, and it shapes the way we see our life as a whole. Because you see, if I know that my spiritual activities or rituals that we do in the name of religion, if those things will take me to heaven, I'll not be interested in serving people. I'll not be interested in professional outputs in my company. I'll not be interested in doing things with sincerity and dedication for the society, and what helps people to live a better life. So yes, they have two distinct set of lives. One is a spiritual, another one is worldly life, and they separate these two because they think that the spiritual or ritual heavy activities would take them to heaven. And this is one reason why Muslims are not as much sincere or dedicated in their duties towards others, in serving people, in serving their organization, in doing professional things, as much as they do in their religious works or spiritual activities that they do in their mosques. It is not only with Muslims, but I think Muslims are more infested with this, compared to other religion. That's purely my own thinking.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, dear audience. So what I understand that what Zillur is trying to communicate is that integration of two part of our life is very, very important. So when we were involving in some religious self reflection or ritual, that should actually do some inner development within us, so that we are becoming more responsible. We are more dedicating to excel with excellence. So it's not that our profession is somewhere and we are doing this thing and thereby we will meet the ultimate success. It's not about that, because Islam and Quran is all about transforming people so that they can render the responsibilities of Khalifa, look after others, so work as a trustee. So that's a fascinating way of looking at it, and sometimes we fail to actually see that. But thank you very much for expressing this thing in such a intellectual light. I will go into the next question, which is around fourth industrial revolution, and I think that this is your expertise or your area of expertise. So how does the research, this particular research, connect with the challenges of AI, automation, digital transformation, and systemic change? Can ancient scripture, I'm just using a little metaphor here, still offer relevant guidance for leaders navigating the technological disruption? So, Zillur.
Oh, yeah, I mean, very important question. I mean, I think that this scriptures, I mean, our sacred books are more relevant now than before in this era of artificial intelligence, automation, digital transformation, or systemic change. I mean, these things have brought in new challenges to our life. So it has ethical, moral, professional dimensions. And more than ever, I mean, to my understanding, more than ever, our Quran gives us guidance as to how we can navigate through these newest challenges. So Quran is universal and it transcends time and any sorts of boundaries. So what I feel is during I mean, in this era of artificial intelligence automation, the ethical questions, the moral issues related to how this new technology applies to our life and our profession, we get more insights and directives from Quran. And Quran helps us understanding what should be the ethics and morality with which we would deal with this kind of new technology and challenges that come with those technologies. So yeah, I mean, it comes with ethical, moral challenges, and Quran has answers to each one of those challenges as to how we can deal with those. So pretty much this scriptures and the religious books pretty much relevant in dealing with the challenge that we face today.
Fantastic, fantastic, Zillur. That is fascinating. So I can see that you are seeing Quran as a book of ethics. And I personally also working with artificial intelligence, fourth industrial revolution, imagination age, something that I coined in one of my books, Creativity in the Imagination Age. So what we see that actually we are living in a time where this is not the question that what we can do. We can do many things, but what should we do? And what kind, it's not about, say, what kind of world we can create. It's about what kind of world we can create where everybody will be included. Is it going to be an inclusive world or not? So from that light, actually, we got to go back to Quran to understand the higher purpose and the mandate that is given to us. And only then we can not only create technology, but we can also decide how technology is going to change our life. I'm going to come to next question. I was about to ask you a question about system thinking, but I will bypass that for the moment because I know that our next episode, we will deep dive on system thinking. So let's talk about something on professional implication, and then I will move to social implication. Obviously, two more questions I'm going to ask. So let us make this practical. Suppose a young graduate is starting a career tomorrow. What would be the single most important lesson they should take from your research, which is obviously bringing Quran into the the center stage of our life?
Yeah, so of course, I mean, a new graduate who is graduating must understand that he's going into this into this job market, or joining a profession where his own duties and responsibilities to his or her colleagues or customers or society as a whole has impact. And he or she must understand that a high degree of professionalism is what others deserve from him. So yeah, of course, a graduate who is just finishing his or her graduation should take it embedded into his brain that he or she has duties and responsibilities and obligations, and the society as a whole, or customers or colleagues or whoever is affected by him or her deserves a high degree of professionalism and a good quality service from him or her. So it's a kind of inside out concept that Stephen Covey gave in his seminal work on Seven Habits book. So you need internal motivation to do something. This research actually has the potential to motivate someone to be internally motivate someone to attain a high degree of professionalism, so that uh, uh, he or she can serve better, and that's what others expect from them.
So fascinating, so fascinating. Dear audience, you can see that the outcome of this research actually impact the graduates in such a way that it's not about somebody graduating with an ambition that he has got the knowledge, the skill to find a job and make a career, but instead with the responsibility that he is a trustee. He has an obligation to deliver responsibility and make this world a better place. And it's a two different motivation. You can see that. And when you are driven by the second kind of motivation, obviously, then you are making impact. And when you are making impact, you are seeking excellence. So in this research, actually, there are two aspects. One is one part of the the continuum is mediocrity. Another part of the continuum is excellence. So my last question, coming to that, and Zillur, I'm going to ask you the last question, which is social implication. So what happens to a society when people settle for mediocrity? Conversely, what happens when individuals view excellence as a moral responsibility rather than merely a personal ambition?
Yeah, this is what basically was my motivation to do this research, to have answer to this question. What happens when somebody decides to remain as a mediocre? And uh, uh, I can always say that it's my life, and I decide what kind of professional, what kind of human being I want to be. But remember that we live in a system where everything is connected, everything is interdependent, and I have duties and responsibilities towards others as much as I feel that others have duties and responsibilities towards me. So if if we live in an interdependent and interconnected world, then definitely my job, my actions impact others, while others' action impact me. So in that kind of scenario, it's not my choice that I remain a mediocre and I remain an insincere, or I remain someone who is not dedicated to his or her job. So, yeah, I mean, it's not my choice that I slack off and I live a life of indulgence and I waste my time and don't serve people with sincerity and with required professionalism, because professionalism is a combination of two things, isn't it? One is the KSA, knowledge, skills, and abilities. The other thing is the attitude. So I need to have both to serve best whenever I'm in a professional capacity of serving others. So when people settle for mediocrity, definitely it's a disorder that is created and that we experience on a daily basis in our lives. Okay, whenever we go to a government bank or a government official, we find that they don't know their job and they don't want to serve, and they create all sorts of hindrance for us to get the service. So we get, I mean, quite irritated seeing those things, right? On the other hand, when people remain dedicated and they are quite service oriented, they feel that it's my job and duty to serve with best possible capacity that I have, with the required dedication, then we feel good and we get the service. And the society as a whole, I mean, there are societies like this, isn't it? I mean, if you talk about Japan, if you talk about Korea and the Western countries, uh, uh, they're mostly like this. I mean, they dedicate themselves in service of others. So, yeah, I mean, when people decide to view this as a moral responsibility to serve others with professionalism, then we get what we deserve, and the whole society benefits from this. The obverse is also true. When people decide to settle for mediocrity, that means they compromise with their job, they compromise with their duties and responsibilities, and that is the time when chaos, confusion, and disorder is created.
Fascinating, Zillur. Dear audience, you can see that we have just set the context to dive into this vast area of research where Quran will be navigating us and transforming the way we see life, leadership, management, and the way we also create a better future. So over the coming episodes, as we will explore many fascinating themes from Zillur's research, and some of them include system thinking. So we will deep dive into that. The Quranic concept of deen, action versus passivity, ikhlas and dedication, faddala and human potential, accountability, justice, professional excellence, social responsibility. So we hope that you will be joining us with this intellectual adda, where Zillur will come to us the light that his research unveiled from Quran, while seeing or looking for the gems using the lenses of leadership, management, and the modern problems at hand. So Major Zillur, thank you very much for your thought-provoking discussion today. It invites us to think about work, leadership, professionalism, contribution, and excellence through a very different lens. In the coming episode, we will unpack the major arguments one by one and explore what they mean for our personal lives, professional careers, organizations, and society. But we will deep dive, just set the context today. If you enjoyed this discussion, please like, subscribe, and share. This is Dr. Moin and my friend Zillur Rahman. Zillur, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us at a Creativity Cafe. today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moin. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. You're very welcome.